Look at me, I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree, never knowing my right hand from my left, my hat from my glove. I get misty and too much in love. Hi, we're the Mountain Goats. Of course, it's Misty by the great Errol Gardner. I'll be going through a number of tunes from the real book here today. I was thinking I might play a little Herbie Hancock number called Oh, hey, no, can't actually play Herbie Hancock numbers. Not good enough at piano. Hi, it's the Mountain Goats. My name is John, and this is my office room. And I am not used to looking at a camera and talking to it, so I'm a little nervous. But last time I had JV on the other side of it, but here I am by myself looking at my laptop. And you can't see it, but some birds have built a nest in between the screen and the window over there, and it's a mama bird feeding her young, and they need to leave the nest. They're actually big enough to go, but I think they don't want to, so they're just taking the food as she comes in. It's pretty great. Anyway, for those of you who have just accidentally tuned into the Mountain Goats Facebook Live feed, hi, my name's John Darnielle. I am the singer and one of two keyboardists in the Mountain Goats, and I write the songs, except for Shelved on the new record, which Peter wrote the coda to, which I was super excited about. I'll talk a little more about that. But I thought first I would play, we almost never do this, but I've always thought, the first time I played New York City, a friend of mine observed that I opened with the last song on the album that had just come out, and he had always liked it when bands did that, and I thought, oh, that's a cool thing to do. You should do more of that. And of course I proceeded to almost never do that, except on the Heritage Pride tour. Anyway, this is the, man, I'm gonna give me some water before I go any further on this. This is the last song on the record. It is called Abandoned Flesh. The title the title refers to another band that looked a little gothy but wasn't, who I saw at Fender's, called Flesh for Lulu. Anyway, let me make sure I have my lyric handy. Oh look, here's the original printout of the lyric sheet with my notes that would be useless to anybody who actually plays piano. Okay, Abandoned Flesh. Oh, right, I have to get the beat going. Where is that? We'll talk more about this. Robert Smith is secure at his villa in France. Any child knows how to do the spiderweb dance. Susie had enough hits to keep the bills paid. Every New Year's in Los Angeles, you can still see Richard Blade. But the world forgot about Gene Loves Jezebel. Yeah, the world forgot about Gene Loves Jezebel. They charted once or twice, they were on a major label. When the singer went solo, they left money on the table. The two main guys are related, they're at war with each other. Now there's two Genes loving Jezebel, one for each brother. But the world came to agree. What you see is what you get. What you get is what you see. Whether you're the March Violets or the Bolshoi, bands who had to leave the darkness for the sun. Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry, we're on Cherry Red, I think. They've been playing clubs since 1981. To be fair to Gene Loves Jezebel, Billy Corgan brought him out on stage. It was in 2011. You can look it up on the Wikipedia page. But for the most part, however big that chorus bass may throb, you and me and all of us are gonna have to find a job, because the world will never know or understand that's how I did most of the demos for this record. This is a Kawai digital piano CE200. This is the piano that saved my life in 2007 or 8. I used to be really afraid to talk about this, but I damaged my right ear and I lost about 10-20% of the hearing in it. And I thought I wasn't going to be able to make music anymore. I was really nervous about it, and it was a rough time. But I had just bought this piano, right? And so I was hanging around the house feeling sorry for myself and being extraordinarily depressed. And I started playing it, and I noticed that I could hear things in a way that I hadn't heard them before. This accounts for the increased presence of piano on Mountain Goats records after this. I sat down and I played a 9. I played it, and that had never really resonated for me before. And suddenly it was like hearing it in 3D. So that was pretty exciting. I don't know why I'm sitting here. This is what's unhealthy about people who talk out loud to themselves already, having a camera and access to the outside world. Let me play another song for you. But anyway, yes, I wrote the album on this keyboard almost entirely, except for Andrew Eldridge. And what I would do is once I get the idea for the song, whether I'd be messing around here or whatever, you hit this beat button here. Most of the demos that exist begin with a line of dialogue. I wonder if I could go over to iTunes and let you hear one of those. Let me see here. I can't see you now, but let me see if you can't hear this, or if it says horribly distorted, I'm sorry, but here's what the beginnings of the demos sound like.
See, is that right, Roman?
Yeah.
Nothing fancy. You ready to demo this, Jim?
Yes.
Why don't you press that beat button? Thank you.
So that's the script, right? That's the script of the demo, as I would say to Roman. I started writing this album a couple years ago, and I would say, hey, buddy, are you ready to demo this jam? And he would say, yes. And I would say, why don't you hit that beat button? And he would go. Of course, I would have the tempo picked out first, which is what I'm going to do next. What is Wear Black? I wrote it down. Wear Black is R05 is the preset, which is one of the early ones. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Oh, wait. It's a Steely Dan one, right? Yeah, what is it? Well, you know she's no high climber, but we're not going to do that one right now. Let me see here. So, what's funny is, that's the Wear Black beat, but at 108, it doesn't sound like Wear Black at all. You have to screw and chop it a little bit to get it to where you want it to go. So, let's 86, let's see. Still too fast. Let's try 76. The spirit of 76. So yeah, this is Wear Black. It's probably my favorite song on the record. When I sent it to Peter, I couldn't wait to hear what he would say about the modulation of the bridge. It's the one that's on piano. It has a couple Rhodes notes on the album, but I'm going to play it with the Rhodes tone right now. We'll talk a little more about that if I remember to. As you may have noticed, my thoughts tend to wander. Okay, here we go. Oh, where's the lyric? Let me not forget. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and... Rain every day, fog all night, wind in the evergreen cypresses. See me, Lord of wind and rain. See me, guardian of the underpasses. Wear black when it's fine outside. Wear black when there's no light. Wear black, following the left-hand path. Wear black when I get right. Waves at night dead sober. We're black when the trouble starts. We're black when it's over. Sun through the trees, head for the sun. Can't find the path back to the main road. See me, Lord of the Thomas gun. See me, keeper of the source code. We're black to the intervention. We're black back to the car. We're black wherever I go. We're black wherever you are. It was Owen Pallett who taught me that it's great to write and play with a metronome, right? Because he said it was like antiseptic. Right? That you can't, if you start to push the tempo or think that the song is about you expressing emotions instead of you honoring the song, the metronome will keep you honest, right? So yeah, you saw I got a little too wrapped up there. That's We're Black. It's we got some guys singing on it. Robert Bailey, vocal arranger and singer, who was a singer with Trinity Broadcasting Network through the 80s. As a guy, a lot of people who are into goth music also used to like to spend a lot of time watching Trinity Broadcasting Network and evangelists, and still do. Although it's not what it used to be. There's not as many evangelists on the TV as there used to be. Many ex-goths are extraordinarily bitter about this, myself included. But anyway, a lot of people up 3 a.m. higher than God, watching Trinity Broadcasting Network on mute with the Sisters of Mercy playing on the living room stereo. And years later, I call up this guy Robert Bailey. He also sings with Garth Brooks, and he's the guy who I had a vocal arrangement that I had written. It was a quartet, but I'm not a real backing singer. And he and Everett Drake and the other guys who sang really honored the song in a way that was incredibly humbled by. They were so great. We worked in Nashville, and I think I mentioned this already, but Nashville is obviously one of the best music towns in the world, and you can find people who can play whatever kind of music you want there. And they came in, and the thing is, like with rock musicians, they come to the studio and they have to get the vibe on, and you sit around talking and catching up and practicing and tuning your instrument and so forth. And then you get these guys who are actually pros at what they do, and they look at their watch, and you're me, and you start, well, let me explain to you that the song is about when I lived in Portland and so forth, and they look at you like, that's all very interesting. We have work to do here. So yeah, that was a super. So this is the vibe. They're ready to go to work, and then the second they hit the first note, I have some footage of it. I'll put it up at some point from my cell phone on the other side of the glass. It's just such an honor to work with guys like Robert, incredible singer, and all three of his guys, in addition to him, great singers. Okay, as I say, I feel weird just talking to a camera for a long time. So, what else was I going to play? Did I mention? The reason we're here today is to tell you about our new album, Goths, on the Merge Records and Tapes label. Goths by the Mountain Goats. It's hotly anticipated to win at least one Grammy, if not sweep all of them. So get in on the ground floor. Goths by the Mountain Goats. Sorry, I felt like that. Let me see. What do I have? I have Stench of the Unburied, but I also have Paid in Cocaine, which is a title had been sitting in a notebook for a minute or two, and it's Peter's favorite. And it has, again, I'm going to show you this. So here's the printed lyric sheet, and see where it says R19? That tells me what beat to go to. But you'll note it doesn't have a tempo, because I'm an idiot. I forget to write that stuff down. So let's see. There's R05. There's R10. Feeling very mellow with R10. R14. R14, it's time for you to pick it up some. You can barely hear this one. Let me see. what is that one? Okay, there's the Paid in Cocaine beat, right? It's a kind of a swing, right? Seems too slow. Let's see. Pretty slow. What if I play a little slower? Rusty boots in the corner of the closet by the tackle box. Once proud, shining silver buckles, safe behind the normalcy locks. Baubles and bangles, a lost age, still all aglow with the radiance of the stage. That's who I was. This is who I am. Work to pay down the entrance on the mortgage. Used to get paid by the gram. Long Beach, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Long Beach, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Long Beach. Master tape from the show we did at Fender's back in '85. Fresh paisley from retail slut. All four of us still fresh and alive. Flashes and phosphenes. It's hard to believe that's me. Strapped in, visibly sweating, as happy as I'm ever gonna be. And you're my side. 5 years left on your card. You're cashing out, all dressed up for your date with the emergency ward. Long Beach, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Long Beach, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Long Beach. Thank you. You might like this. This tells you a lot about my character. So I'm sitting here talking to you saying, well, I don't know what the tempo is. Well, on my little cue sheet, the things I take to the studio, it says right there that it's set at 135 and in E flat. And I'm looking directly at it thinking, God, I wonder what the tempo I'm supposed to play this is at. I wonder if only someone had written a click number there. Well, I guess maybe next time. So yeah, in the absence of questions, I never know what to say. I'm not, I'm more, when I have people in my office, I usually just want to show them stuff like that. Here, look, here's a sticker for a metal band called Evangelist. They're really good. Look into them. Here's the ridiculous cue sheet for the Portuguese goth metal bands. As you can see, rather than finding out what the chords actually are, there's a little thing that says what to play in the left hand or the right hand. But if you look at that arrow in the middle there, that tells you that actually it's the other way around on one of the chords. Now you being a musician might say, well, hey, what if you either go revisit how to actually write notation, or at the very least redo the card so there's not a thing that you have to keep track of every time you see it. But I grow attached to the card after I make it, and so then I say, no, I'll remember. And that's why live, if we play this one, you'll say, oh man, that third chord, you just clammed it. Yeah, that's right. That's because I refused to redo the card. So there's that. Here also, here's why going into the studio with me can be aggravating. Here, I don't know if it's going to resolve on the orange. Here's a bunch of chords, right? I don't know if you can see those. As you can see, it's really rather a lot of chords. Old Mountain Goat songs mainly had like these ones. Here, let me go to a piano tone here. These ones. Not so with the more recent tunes, and so. But as you'll notice at the top of this, again, I think writing on orange paper maybe not the best way. As you notice at the top of this, there's no title, nor any indication anywhere what song that is. So when you go to the studio and you have your big manila folder full of chords, you say, "Well, guys, I'm pretty sure this is one of them," and then you have to figure it out. So there's that sitting over there. And do I have anything else that I was going to show you? I thought I had. Oh yeah. Well, I was digging around through my notebooks and stuff, and I don't know how this one goes. So there's really nothing I can do with it. But I thought some of you would be interested in seeing. This is a November 3rd, 1995 issue of the Chicago Reader. I lived in Chicago during that time, and this is a song that I remember writing it and saying, "Oh, this is going to be a giant hit." And then I just sort of lost interest in it. It was called I Loved You Till You Foiled My Evil Plot to Blow Up the World. And it features the line, we could have broiled the whole fucking planet. So join me in raising a glass of tension tamer in memory of the song that never was. I am going to... Should I cut this off or should I try to play Essentially Unburied? Let me try. It says it's an RO9, so that's right here. Sounds like a good tempo. Do I have the lyric? Having the lyric would be good. This is a song that mentions a radio station where I heard a lot of the bands mentioned on the Goths album, about which I told you very little as I sat here playing songs, but I guess that's what the internet is for. This is a song called Stench of the Unburied. And I go back to my Rhodes tone for that. Hold on a second. There we go. Incoherent but functional, speeding like a dead comet. Purple crushed velvet waistcoat, flecked with mayhaws, bits of dried vomit. Say what you will for the effort, banshees. Alright, that will be enough out of me. Thank you so much for spending release day with me. It is so nerve-wracking waiting for a record to come out. Even when, when it leaks, at this point you're almost relieved because now at least people are hearing it. You've been sitting around going, well, I hope people can hear it, but there's a whole timing thing involved, and so. But still, even after it leaks, waiting for the day it comes out seems like the longest wait. And this album took a long time to write, and there are long stories about that. But I feel that I've been talking long enough already, so I'm going to leave you to it. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you may or may not know that it's my earnest hope that we'll be number one on the Billboard charts, knocking everybody off this week. So please, if you haven't bought, a copy or 12 copies, I mean, I know that's it'd be egregious, and you shouldn't do that, because you could use that money for other things. But at the same time, if we have a lot of extraordinarily wealthy Facebook viewers, please just buy ridiculous amounts of copies of this record. You can give it away as Christmas presents, or they make great wall hangings. Thanks. You guys, I hope to do more of this Facebook Live stuff if you enjoy it. It's kind of a lot of fun. I mean, it makes me nervous, but it's fun.